Hello and welcome to Thursdays with Annette. I've got my Christmas happening here at Simply Too Good headquarters because this is our last show for 2022. I cannot believe where this year's gone. And thank you so much for joining me every week. And I'm making another fantastic recipe for you to finish the year off. I thought we have to do something Christmassy and we have to do something I've never done on the show before because I've never made my fruit mince pies. This is what we're making here. It's out of book 2 and it's in, as you can see, it's in the actual Christmas section. Now, if you're saying to me, mince pies, Annette, yucky, because I think you're either in or you're out, yeah? Don't worry, because what I did before was I actually made some other pies doing what I'm going to show you now. Look at this, little pies, but they are with apple and raisin. Now I'll show you how, I'll talk to you about that at the end, but I just want you to know you don't have to make mince pies. You could make apple pies, you could put apricot pies, you could do peach pies, whatever's, you could do it. This is a great pastry and it's super easy to make, and I just think it goes so well with Christmas. And if you've ever made my homemade fruit mince pies, you'll know that you'll never go back to the shops again to buy theirs. Absolutely. So what do we need for this recipe? Okay, remember it's out of the Christmas section. Now you need 30 grams or 2 tablespoons of Floralite. Now I'm going to just, while I'm telling you the rest of it, I'm going to chuck it in the microwave because you have to melt them. Melt the margarine. I'll go on to a lower power. All right, so that's the margarine melting. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put some sifted flour, self-raising flour for this pastry, so it's nice and light. Only 1/4 cup of sugar, and this is where, you know, because I find a fruit mince and the fillings that you might put in these sort of pies are quite sweet, so you don't need the pastry to be too sweet. So only 1/4 cup of sugar. Now we're going to also then add in 1/3 cup of skim milk, an egg white and the margarine. And then we have the secret ingredients. Of course, I do not make my own. Who does? This is my fruit mince jar. Now, if you want, this is what you'd be doing. The pineapple. Chuck it in, you know, give it a spoon up. You could put in, like I did, raisins, because Billy said, can I have raisins? And he gets what he wants. Craisins. You could do currants, sultanas, you know, prunes, whatever, dates, you could do that. But that's what I would use as a little easy apple pie. Yes. Now also we need a little bit of sugar, a little bit of milk to just put on the top of the pastry to get a little bit of a coating on the top. So let's get started. So first of all, let's sift the flour, self-raising flour, into a bowl. And I love this at Christmas time. I mean, as you could tell maybe, I do love Christmas. I mean, you know, Santa is all over my house. I love it. I'm a big kid, but now with 6 grandkids, it's even better. All right, so let's put them over to the side. In here, we're going to put in the 1/4 cup of sugar. Now, I didn't tell you, but the oven, it's preheated, of course, 180 degrees. Yeah, got to have that fan forced oven. I've got my muffin tin. Yes, we're not making muffins, we're making pies, and this is the secret way to make, look, I mean, because I'll show you them at the end, but see how they are? Because they sit in the muffin tin, not into an open one. Let me go to the sink, spray my muffin tin. We're going to make 12 pies. And the good news is they are so much healthier than what you buy in the shops. Sorry, shops, but that's the way it is. How much fat, you ask yourself? 2 grams of fat a pie. I know. Christmas is looking good. This is a great little gift if you've got an auntie or a granny. I mean, they love mince pies. And, you know, because they're healthier, you're really providing better for them. So, you know, this is maybe a little gift in like a Christmas tin. You know, like as you can see, I've done them in a little Christmas basket. It's up to you. All right, now put the milk into the margarine so that will cool it down. And then what you do is you crack an egg white in. I don't want the yolk. So if you wanted to use the whites that you buy in a carton, you'd be looking at 36 grams for an egg white in my recipes. Give it a good mix up. Now, if you wanted to make this dairy-free, you would use almond milk or soy milk. You would use the light Nuttelex. So it's a good one. Give it a good beat. And then in we go. Right. Fold that through. Now I will have to get my hands in here to the pastry. I don't think there's a pastry that's worth eating that you can't say you've got to get in and do this, otherwise you've made it too wet. Because I want to fold all this liquid into the flour, and you need to do it with your hands. So I'm going to put on my gloves. That's why I've got no rings on today, because it makes it so much easier. You need a rolling pin or a bottle so you can roll out your pastry. You also need an 8cm scone cutter. So, or a glass, like a glass that when you measure it along from here to here, it's 8 centimetres. So a glass is really good if you don't have that. This is the large one of the scone cutting set. So that's what you need. All right, so I'm going to get in. Let me just put these over here. Right, now this is where I'm going to get in and squish. I'm sure Jamie Oliver has a better name for it, but I'm going to say squish. I mean, 2 grams of fat, it's fantastic, isn't it? And they're not hard to make. Once you've, like this pastry, you could use it. It's a sweet pastry because of obviously the sugar's in it. If you wanted to make this recipe up as a savoury pastry, like to do a pie, meat pie or something like that, you would just miss out the sugar. And maybe I'd put in maybe a teaspoon of stock powder just to give it some extra flavour. Now the key here is we're going to divide the mix into 2 because you've got your base and then your top. So I find it just as easy to do this. I weigh the mix, 464, so that's 232. Yes? So let's take that off. 238. There we go. All right, so that's going to go on the top, and this is going to be the base. Now this is where you'll get some more flour to roll it out. Okay? Now you want it fairly thin, the pastry, because the aim is that you have to roll out 12 circles. And then I just roll my rolling pin in the flour as well. Move it around a bit so you're getting it so it doesn't stick. Now, just imagine I've got to get 8 circles out. So this is how, because I actually want 12, okay? But I'm going to get 8 out of the first lot. I find this is the easiest way because it's too hard to get 12 out because you'll always have the bits of edges. And I'll be using them again to make the other 4. So when I look at this, I'll get my little circle and just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, see, that was easy. So now in to the flour, and I want you to press really hard. Get your muscles on so that you it comes away. And every now and then just go in. So you can see it's not a hard recipe, and it's certainly not hard to eat. And one more. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this, and then I'll roll out the remaining. So you get it into the muffin tin and push the edges up. I wonder if you can see that, Bill. Yeah, see how I've done that? And that way you've got like a little cup, and that means the filling is going to sit inside it. It's such a great recipe, and I find that the bought ones are very, very sweet and very fatty. I don't think they sit nice in my tummy, and I blame them for a whole generation probably that don't like mince pies because they've only had the bought ones. They've never had a homemade one. And I just wish you would try these because they are so good. Look how easy it is to do. But in the muffin tin. All right, now I need to scrunch these up again. And I want 4. Let's hope I can get it out. Where's my rolling pin? Oh, here it is. All right. 4 circles, it's all we need. And then you put a tablespoon of the filling in the centre. Now, if you can put any sort of sweet filling in these, you could even, like if you wanted to make them savoury pies, this is where you could make up a mincy bolognese thing, which would be a bit yum. All right, 2 grams of fat, I know, I'm a genius. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. If you've got a little tiny bit left over, don't worry about it, because it's just what happens. You can't always get the whole lot. But what you can do is maybe make a little turnover or something if you've got enough. All right. Remember the oven's 180 degrees, fan forced. Now I'm just wondering, are you going to do mince pies or are you going to do apple? I need to have a vote from you so I can see what the census is. Because I nearly didn't do this recipe, mainly because I am worried that people don't like mince pies enough. But you know what? For those that do, you're welcome. All right, we want a tablespoon of mixture. Actually, I'll use, is there a teaspoon? I'll just grab a teaspoon. Now remember, my tablespoon is 15 ml, and just move it around so you're getting it fully covered. Now, some people might like to do a little bit more filling, but I'm looking at your health and well-being, and you know, because in the beginning my books were all endorsed by Diabetes Australia. There's a lot of sugar in this mix, so I could get away with a tablespoon, but to be honest with you, I think it's enough. Otherwise, it's just like a bit pulverising, isn't it? So this is in book 2. There are so many awesome Christmas recipes in that section. If you haven't got it, you need to run out and grab it because you can get it from bookstores. The thing is, over the years I've done the Christmas pudding, I've done the couple of the Christmas cakes. You know, there's the one that's got the pumpkin in it, the other one's got the pineapple. I've done the festive ice cream pudding in book 1. That's a really good one. We love that one for Christmas because not all the kids, they don't like Christmas pudding, but they'll eat the Christmas or the festive ice cream cake because it's just so good. The other one that's in this section that I love is the Yuletime muffins, and I quite often make them to put out with our breakfast on Christmas. And of course, the strudel. Yes, Christmas strudel is a bit fabulous. Okay, so now we get our last bit. I suppose I could put that in there, couldn't I? Let's do that. All right, let's some more flour. And we're going to roll that out. Once again, we want 8 tops. See, it takes a bit to do this one, and that's why I thought, oh, it might make it a bit of a long show for you, but I kind of feel if you do like pastry, you'll be glad to know how to do this. It's so easy. And you put them on the top, you just push it in on the top. We're going to sprinkle a little bit of sugar, brush it with a little bit of milk, not a lot, just a little bit so it holds the sugar. And we're going to bake for 20 to 25. Now, when I did the apple ones, they were in for 20. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we're good. Trying to get 12 out. I'm good, but I'm not that good. As I said, make sure you press hard down so you get it away from the edge so you can pick them up really easily. There we go. So now what we're going to do is put them on the top, and you just push them down so they touch everything. So you just push them in. That's how easy this is. Oh my gosh, I've been such a good girl this year. Santa better be generous, Bill. Now, you will find that these actually are really nice even as a dessert with custard. Yeah. Right, so we're going to re-roll them and then in the oven. All right, now we will be starting back next year. We have committed to another year of the show, so I hope you're happy with that news. I'll be back probably the first week in February, I think it is, whatever that date is, the first Thursday. Mark it in your diary. How many do I need? 4. 1, 2, 3. A little bit more. And oh gosh, I appreciate your support this year. I really love doing this show for you, and I just really don't take you for granted because I know how busy everyone is. But thanks for making time for me. All right, 1, 2, 3. Booyah! All right. All right, so now you've got your 12 done. You might want to double the recipe because I think your family are just going to go, can I have another one, please? I mean, they're only 2 grams of fat, but they still are a carbohydrate, so just be aware of it has calories. Everything in moderation is the key to weight loss success. I know a lady that says that a lot. Me. Okay, so there's our pies. Looking, I'm sorry, but they're fabulous. Just get your brush, just a light coat, not a lot. And then you sprinkle maybe 1 or 2 teaspoons, depending how much sugar you want on them. Okay, so here's my sugar, sprinkle on the top. Oh my gosh, they're looking a bit amazing. So much better than the ones you buy, the home brand ones are just, I remember my first year of losing weight, I actually bought the home brand because I knew I wouldn't want to eat them. All right, in the oven, we're going to put them in now, 180 degrees. I'm going to do 20 minutes. And then I'll check from there, but I find with my oven, 20 is probably going to do it. I'm going to clean up my floury mess here, and then I'm going to come back and show you the finished product, and we'll have our last goodbye for the year. See you soon. Well, here they are, the little beauties. My house smells amazing. Just going to let them cool just for a second because I want to talk to you about a fantastic Christmas offer that I've got for you right now. If you're thinking of what can I buy someone for a present, I've got you covered because let me show you what I love in my house, and it's this amazing large Neoflam Ven roaster. Now it is my very best friend because I love a roast, and at Christmas time, how perfect. Look, I get so many in this, and what I love is the price. Now, I've been able to get a special deal just for this roast for a short time. Normally it retails for $200, but I'm offering it out for $119, which includes postage. I know, it's Christmas, what the heck. And I just think it's the perfect size for a family. And it really makes baking joyful because it really cooks quickly, nothing sticks. But what I love about the Neoflam range is the fact that they're 100% non-toxic. I love that. They're scratch resistant. Look, it's really light for a really big baking tray. It fits into my oven this way and that way. And I just think if you wanted to spoil yourself, why not? Because it is just a short time offer of this roasting pan. So check out the website, simply2good.com.au, and go to the shop and you'll see it there. Now let's go get these little pies out. I probably would normally just put them on a cake rack to let them cool, but I just want to show you how fabulous they are. So you can see them like on my little Christmas plate. Some of the things I have for Christmas are so old and I just love them so much. So many great memories. You know, like I've got my little gingerbread man. I had him for a long time. All right. Look at these. You get a dozen fabulousness. And see, you've got the little bit of sugar on the top. And of course, remember, I did do these with the apple and the raisin. Let me just open it up and show you. There you go. So there's the apple. Just pineapple. You could make your own apple, of course. I'm lazy. So there's that one. But let's open one of these up and look inside. Yes. Yum. Smells like, it's like Christmas to me. So that is how you make your own homemade healthy fruit mince pies. Now all I need to do is a little bit of holly, put that back in the basket, and we are done for the year. I know, our last show for 2022. I'm going to miss you guys. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas, and I'll be back next year, of course, remember, but I'm still giving away, if you want to win, you might want to win book 2. Do you know what? I'm going to leave it to you. You can win book 2 because it's got the Christmas section. Pick any book. You can choose one book if you're the lucky winner. How do you win then? You like and you share, and then in the comments you write #simply2good. Now if you write that in, then I can pick you hopefully, and you can pick whatever book you're missing. I mean, please, who knew weight loss could be so deliciously healthy? Now don't forget, check out the website if you're really, struggling for Christmas ideas. I've got you covered. And I will be back that first Thursday in February. So take care and thank you for all the memories of 2022 with you. Bye now.